Hello. This is another dungeon run. I'm currently level 32, and I'm into Scarlet Library, which is the next wing after Scarlet Monastery graveyard, I believe it is. Yeah. So to start off here, you can pick up a quest. Pretty sure you get quests if you're Horde as well. Obviously, I'm Alliance, so yeah, you got a few elite packs here. Nothing too crazy happens. Oh, okay, that could be problematic. I'm just waiting for Thunderclap. You've got to watch out because they actually stun, which is really annoying. It's really annoying. Some of these monsters actually stun. So be aware of that. Be aware of that. Yeah. So standard stuff here. I'm kind of like rending something, Thunderclap, cleaving as much as I can. I've got plenty of rage to cleave. I'm pulling these guys as well because I feel quite confident. Got the healers on the ball. A good gauge of like how well geared your healer is to check the mana. At this kind of level, kind of 2,500, 300 mana, they're going to be pretty well geared, I think. And usually that means they can handle quite a bit. But obviously, it depends how competent. Oh, he's left. He's gone. He's gone. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? But you probably thought we were all going to die, but nope. Have no fear. Johnny is tanking. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. If I can prevent it. I'm just checking here, see if the healer is okay, because I'm going on my instinct. I think he is. And he's not replying, so I'm a bit worried. But I'm just going to carry on. You know, just test the water, see how much you can take. A lot of that is just experience, I think. You know, once you'll get a feel of how much you can handle and how much the healer can, as you do more dungeons. So I'm just going to pull one until he replies, until I know that he's okay. And I feel quite solid at this point because I've got plenty of blues. I've got nice shield, nice little sword there, little axe even, and it's all good. So what we're coming up to here is the first boss. I think Houndmaster Loxy. He's a Houndmaster, and he has some dogs. This gets a bit messy here. This is because someone pulls the hunter, and thank God I have charge, to be honest. Even though saying that I don't actually use it, but yeah. If you've got a ranged monster that gets pulled, charge is always good just to close the gap really quickly. Do a shield slam, a few sunder armors, something like that, and that gets threat on them, and then you can go back to the main pack of melee mobs. That's what I usually do anyway. Because you definitely want everything on you, basically. As much as you can. So that was a bit messy, but no worries. Now we're coming into this room, this first boss here. And here we go. The healer replies. It says, depends. If your health drops to 0 in minus 1.47 seconds, we might have a small issue. Yeah. And I giggle at that because I know that's probably how long it casts. It takes to cast penance, so that's cool. That's groovy. So with this guy, I usually just charge in, and like I do with basically all other kind of mobs, really. They actually updated the dogs. Because these are new models, I think, in Cataclysm. These dogs. Little interesting thing I just noticed there. So I go in there, charge. Rend, Houndmaster, Loxy, and then Thunderclap everything else. And I don't really focus on the dogs that much, just hope the DPS damage them down and stuff. They don't actually have that much health, but so it's all good, it's all groovy. Just keep cleaving while they're up. And once they're down, just instead of cleaving, just use Heroic Strike because it does slightly more damage on single targets. It's a useful little tip there. Yeah, I'm just trying to keep Sunder Armor up, although I didn't do the best job of that. Shield Slam when it's off cooldown. Keep the Rend up with Thunderclap, and you're good to go. You're golden, mate, golden. So he goes down nice and easy. He hasn't got any tricksy traps or anything he does, so that's cool. I think the main thing you worry about there is the extra adds with the dogs, but they go down quick enough. That's all good. Yeah, so just a few single mobs here. Nothing to worry about. There we go. Lovely jubbly. Okay, another hunt has been pulled. So I'm like, oh, these are a little bit tricky to deal with if you're not careful. I'm not sure how I deal with this one, so it's not on me, so I taunt just to buy myself some time. I try and kind of wall pull it, so I block line of sight and see if it'll come to me, but it didn't quite work. So, meh. It works out in the end. Yeah, watch out for these guys. These actually heal. And for a fair amount, actually. It's none of this kind of like, where is it? Wading caverns, none of that rubbish healing. So if you can, just get used to interrupting. I'm not actually sure you've got something that can interrupt at the minute, but it's always good to practice, you know, when you do get the ability to interrupt. Now here's a quest, another quest. A little undead buddy there. We've got to pick up a book. Pick up a book from somewhere in a library. Now that's surprising. Okay. If I haven't told you already, I do quite like Scarlet Monastery. It just feels nice. It's nice to, I don't know, I can't explain it. I don't know. Let me know if you like it. I don't know if you do, but I think it's really nice. I like how it's split up in like 4 different little segments. And it's nice. It's nice. Bite-sized pieces. Lovely. Oh no, I'm gonna sneeze. Hang on. Oh, okay. Oh. No, it's okay. It's gone. It's gone. Oh, that's not pleasant. Okay, so yeah, we got some ads coming in from the other room, and I rendered something. I thunderclapped, and you're golden. You're golden, mate. Oh, it's beautiful. Cleave as much as you can. Try and keep battle shout up as well as much as you can, because not only does it give you rage, and it gives you a nice buff. And it's like, oh, that's not the way to go. Didn't need to pull them at all. So, ooh, sugar nuts. Yeah, I saw that mana break from the mage just as I was pulling, so I was like, ah. Because I wouldn't have pulled if I felt I'd known. Because, you know, mages, they got evocation or whatever it's called. Gives you like 60% of your mana back. I thought, that'd be fine. So I'll say I'll stop after these just to be polite. And then I pull another one. Basically, just pull the whole instance when someone asks for a mana break. That's the way to do it. I like the atmosphere here. Got candles, it's romantic. It's nice. I was thinking about this earlier. I was like, I actually quite like playing a female human. I mean, I don't like Alliance per se. I just chose this character because at the time I needed to do some dungeons, and that was the only warrior character I had on my account. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll just have this. But it's nice. It's nice. It's like sisters doing it for themselves, and all that. And I tried to give a mana potion to the mage, but you can't trade cross realm. So I'm like, no. I'm kind of debating whether I should like tell people who's in my party at the beginning of a dungeon. I don't know. It wouldn't make any difference, but I suppose it's good to know their names. So at the minute we've got Lisbeth, we've got Maytree, we've got Nikaru, and we have Kylon. From my experience, just doing dungeons up until this point, rogues are probably the worst. Worst DPS, to be honest. Just something I've observed. I mean, you do get good ones, of course you get good ones, and you also get bad ones of everything, but I don't know. It's very odd. A lot of people seem to not like rogues. I don't mind him. I don't mind him. It's fine. It's groovy. Oh, look at those crits. I love it. It just makes tanking so much more fun. I remember when tanking damage was just so poor, and then Blizzard were like, okay, we need to make tanks feel a little bit better. So they just like increased that crit, the damage, and it was all nice and groovy. It's nice to see those numbers. Certainly. So I just go charging in here. I'm quite confident with the healer, so I'm not being too careful. You could wall pull these. You could, and similar to what I've done in like Storm and Stockades and stuff like that, where you aggro them and they're like, huh? And then you hide behind a wall and they're like, huh? "Hey, where you going?" And then they follow you, and then you go thunder slap in the face. But as it turns out, I feel confident that I could pull pretty much all the monsters in this little room here. So I'm like, let's go crazy. It always makes me happy when I've got a good healer behind me, because it, you know, you just go a bit reckless. You can be a bit reckless. You can be a bit crazy, and really push yourself. See how much you can take. And one thing I'm trying to work on is to use what's it called? Is it shield block? No, shield. I can't remember, something like that. The new ability to the bottom there, the one that's down to X. That increases your block chance by 25%, and that's good because I've talented it. So if I block, I get extra rage. So that's always a good thing. And I often use it as Druids have a thing called Enrage, which gradually gives them rage. And I kind of use it like that. So if I'm a bit stuck for rage, I use that ability there, shield block or whatever it's called, and it gives me a little bit more rage, which I can work with. Note this is where the quest item is, so I picked that up. No one else has seemed to have noticed, so make sure I let them know. No, I don't want anyone falling behind on the old quests. Definitely. Just enjoying the music. Charge in, rend, thunderclap, bish bosh bosh. Beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Very nice. You notice on the old recount there, actually got the highest DPS, which is nice, and the most damage done. It's always a lovely feeling as a tank, doing that, because you're like, in your face DPS. Of course, that's all going to change at higher levels. When DPS, you know, get used to DPSing, and when they get better gear, it kind of like scales. So DPS, they do more damage, and that's how it's supposed to be, really. Ideally, anyway. I contemplate pulling this whole room. There's about 9 mobs, and then I decide, yeah, go for it. Let's go crazy. Be careful not to lose line of sight from your healer, because then they can't heal you. So always be aware of where your healer is. This is partly your responsibility and partly their responsibility to make sure you both can see each other. So just be aware of that. The healer actually got a really good place there, I noticed. So he's got a view of this whole little stretch here. So no matter where I go, unless I go back or forward in the room, that's good. He can heal me. So good props to Lisbeth. Well done there. I wonder how many of these female avatars are actually male on the end of there. I don't know. It's always an interesting little fact to think about. Okay, we're coming up to the last boss. Yes, indeed. Arcanus Doan, or whatever his name is. This guy is a little bit more interesting. He does like an area of effect attack, which you've got to run out of if you don't want to take massive damage. So what I usually do, I charge or just pull him, bring him towards the centre of the room. I got into the habit of doing that with raiding and stuff. So it just kind of comes naturally. Just walking back while you're attacking, just building threat while you're moving back. That's good. Oh, he polymorphs. I noticed that. So polymorph, it just kind of disables you for a short amount of time. And this, he'll shield up and he'll start casting detonation. So at this point you want to just like get out of there, because you notice there a lot of people did get out of that and they took a fair amount of damage, like half of your health. It's quite significant, definitely. And so he'll polymorph, he'll do detonate, even silence. Goodness me. It doesn't affect me too much, but bear in mind that you can't use some abilities like thunderclap when you're silenced. You can use most of this though. Yeah, so it goes down fairly easily. Just remember to get out of that area of effect. And that's there you go. That's Scarlet Monastery Library. I'll see you in the next.